Hi everyone, it's Evelyn and I have two of my multi-deck messages of the day, and I have my 7-deck read on the table for the twin flames, and I want to get right into it. A lot of intense messages from the message I did today. So the second message of the day is the one I'm talking about. So if you can't watch all of it, watch that second message of the day. I'm going to start with the first message of the day, then the second, and then the 7-deck read on the table. We're going to roll the die in the beginning, and we're going to do oracle cards at the end. And let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths first. You can skip by this if you don't want to. Let's go ahead and take those deep breaths. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to all of you. Thank you so much for being here with me, spending your time, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. It was amazing today. It was beautiful and sunny and warm here today. Beautiful. Teddy had his first date with Annika, our next door neighbor, yesterday after being here for 6 months. So I did a little video on that, which I posted on YouTube here, but also on my Instagram if you want to check that out. It's about a 10-minute video of their first meet, and they were so, so cute. And let's get into this. Let's go ahead and roll the die. For the twin flames, today's January 18, 2023. Okay, we have the 3 being emphasized right here. So the 3 is March. It's also the Empress, which is Taurus. March is also Pisces going into Aries, so that transition into the next. 1 foot in this world, 1 in the next. And then we have the Sun here as well, which is Leo energy, and the children. So there's the mother and the children. And then here we have Scorpio energies. And Scorpio is fixed, Leo's fixed, and so is Taurus. So again, there's 3 fixed signs, which came up the other day as well. So a lot of fixed energies here. I don't know if something's stationed that it's representing in the sky right now. I know that Mercury goes direct on the 18th. And we're at the, oh, today is the 18th. I wasn't even thinking it was the 18th. All right, so it's the 18th, so Mercury's going direct today. So there's a big shift today regarding communications with Mercury. So Gemini and Virgo will come up here as well. But there's this fixed energy right here that needs to kind of be, what's the word I'm trying to think of? When there's a cluster, a clump of something, and you do something to disperse all that energy, to break it up. So there's that kind of energy that needs to come in right now with Mercury going direct. And here is the first message. This is the first one, yes. All right, so this is the Journey of Love, Metatron. It's just 4 decks. It's Journey of Love, Metatron, and then my Wild Unknown guidebook, and then the half deck of Rider-Waite with just the characters. Okay, so it's these 4 decks, and I'm going to pull it in so you can see the cards a little bit better. Okay, so this was done on the 17th, or yesterday. And yesterday was the 17 with the star, and then it added up to 25 yesterday, which is the Knight of Wands. So that inspiration, that get up and go, lighting a fire under your butt kind of energy, which also can be romantic or kind of rushing in to sweep someone off their feet. And then the star of being the star, that can represent the stars in the sky, also your dreams coming true, healing, and also the plasma energy, which is supposed to be us, that we are of our plasma, which is our star origins, which comes up from Elena Denon as well. And the first deck I cut was the Journey of Love at 12, 13 to 14. And then 15 to 16 was Metatron. 17 was the Wild Unknown. And at 12:21, I turned to look at the time. It was 12:21, which reminded me to finish watching something. And at 12:24, I did the half deck. So we have the 13 to 14, which is transition to patience and balance, the angel or angelic realms. The 15 to 16 of Metatron, which is the devil, and then the tower, which can be codependencies or doing shadow work, and then sudden epiphanies as well, or sudden events. And the 17 of the star comes up with the Wild Unknown guidebook, the animal guidebook. And then at 12:24, 24 is the Queen of Wands, comes up with the half deck of the people. And of course, the 12 is the Hanging Man and wisdom, seeing new perspectives. And so the piles at the end of each read, so the left of my reads is the underlying energy, the right is the piles I'll have to count for numerology. And then I pulled 3 cards from each deck. Sometimes a fourth may come out. And then the Journey of Love, I had 2 cards at the end. Metatron was 2 or 3. And then I had the Wild Unknown 2, and then the half deck was 4 at the end, which came out to 2 numbers, 2324 and 2224. So I looked up the gematria for those 2 numbers, and I'm going to tell you what I got. And again, don't take these messages literally. Take them the way they come to you. So under 2324, the first message was another number, 2281, which I looked that one up too. But the first entry for 2324 was autistic savant, Nuke Gate City, Viva Las Vegas. Okay. And again, a lot of autistic people are savants. They're very intelligent. But again, Nuke Gate, and then Las Vegas is coming up here. So then someone might be a specific message for someone out there. And then 2224, the first entry was Dwight D. Eisenhower, which comes up with Laura Eisenhower, and Eternal Justice and Law. Then Jesus in the Divine Feminine Form. I've got a tough job and need to be fit. Also Virgo male. Afflicted by Lilith since they were a boy. That came up, which sounds very masculine energy. The Jesus wife is fat came up. Decode Savior of the world. Also Yellowstone eruption, and the 9th entry was the Council of 12. So I looked up 2281. The first entry there was I am your future wife. And then Gina Wallace, Richard Weiss came up. And you can look these up too, just to check to see if there's anything that resonates with you. The 3rd entry was all he has to do is how to get us to meet, basically, it was saying. Then His Immortal Majesty of Fiacus came up. And then the 5th entry was what is the purpose of cutting? And I actually meant to feel into that and do some meditation on that, but I haven't yet. The 7th entry is Are You the RA from the Law of One? 8 was Country Music Awards. 9 was All Layers. Delete Jared Kushner and His Body's Cue. And then the 10th entry was It is the first day of the rest of your life. So you can look up the rest. I'm not going to go into more of them. But Red Sun was coming up a couple different times. And the 16-pointed dark star came up. And New York criminals being exposed. So at 12:38, I started this message. The 12 of the Hanged Man, the 38 of the Queen of Cups. The underlying energy is the 51 of the King of Swords, which is dream a little. And then these are for all of the decks. Dream a little, and then 55 is the red card in the Metatron deck. And there's that red sun energy again of the red shaman. Both cards have the exact same kind of energies of the red sun in it. And then the elk, which is the red head, so there's that red sun again. And then the page of pentacles. So the king of swords and the power of the heart, the ace of swords and the root truth, and the elk's antlers, which came up, I thought I'd remembered antler, but actually came up as anther, regarding the twin layers of the ovaries yesterday. But the elk's antlers came up as a focus, which can represent the hot head, the red head or red hair, the crowning glory, hanging animals on the wall as well, and the student of life and the gold coin. The ancient one, the Kohan, because coin is another way of spelling Kohan or Kohan, which is also co-pilot if you want to think of Han Solo, and then the co-happiness hotel, or being the co-owners of that happiness hotel or your own avatar of the field between you. The root of the king of swords is truth, perhaps with a temper or ego, and curious nature, the student of life. At 12:45, the hanging man and that 5 of cups of the purge and the underlying energies here. So trying to see new perspectives in a place of grieving or sadness or regret. And the 70 of heaven, the 32 of devotion to the small, the 55 of acceptance, and the 26 of the guardian of the soul family. And then on top was the 51 of the king of swords and dream a little. Projecting a light show shows you a different view, like the clouds and the water and the devotion to the small, bringing good news and caring for plants. The truth and acceptance of the enchanted forest and those witnessing your love. Juggling, performing to bring good news, the truth of inspiration as 3 in the vortex, the page of wands, the seed, where the page of cups comes up here as the baby, the page of swords as the small child, the page of pentacles as the older child or student of life. The seed and the guardian of the soul family for the king of swords to dream a little. So again, referencing somebody could be getting pregnant, but a seed doesn't have to be a pregnancy. It could be any birth of anything. And at 12:52 is the hanging man and the queen of swords, where we're just talking about the king of swords. So here we have the king and queen of swords again. The 29 of the spiral dance of the goddess, the ovaries and the fallopian tubes coming up here, and the twin layers again around them, around the ovarian follicles, the theca. The pollen-producing organ, usually found in pairs and forming an anther, which means flowery or blooming, which can mean just the flower as well. Also a case for the corporal cloth in the Eucharist is the theca. The pollen-bearing part of the stamen of a flower. So at 12:59, the minute before the 1 hour, the 33 of the Christ vibration, where God speaks through the female ovary and twin follicle. The power is here in the Christ consciousness. The 13 of gifts received in transition, seeing orbs and light in nature, Mother Nature that's all around you, with 2 cards at the end here of 38 and 31, which represents the Mary Magdalene and JC, that she is the pearl threaded, the link or the thread, the mutable, the messenger, the go-between of the Christ flame or the group, the conflict, the competition and the war, the connection from flower to flower, the pollen-producing pair that forms a flowery bloom, twin layers around the ovarian follicle that leads down the fallopian tubes to the uterus to the vaginal canal, and flowering, as the mouth is also a flowering of the crown in the same way. He, the flame, the seed planted, she, the life bulb, the envelope, the sheath or the case that holds, and the thread that weaves, sews, in both spellings, S-E-W-S and S-O-W-S. The 38, notice, and the 31 are these 2 cards coming together, where the 3 is the coming together, and the 38 of the Queen of Cups is the 8 of the dance. She does the perpetual flow, whereas the 3-1 is the 1 of the leap. Again, that direct flow of the masculine, the focus with the blinders on. He is the 33 leap point to point. And she is the 33-8 dance, the perpetual flow and the movement, the event and the fallout, the sword piercing the stone, the leap, the creator light bringing the soul in. What was your intention at the time of your conception when you conceived a child? And how do you think that played out in your child? At 117 is the leap to the star, or the one of the masculine, or the magician and the star, the underlying energy of the 12 in the Akash, Metatron's wind or rainbow beneath Michael's wings. Remember that white and rainbow are one and the same. They're just different forms of the same thing. Akash is Metatron's wind and the rainbow beneath Michael's wings. Wise inspiration. Remember, inspiration is to inspire or breathe in. Or winding, right? So breathing in is the same thing as wind. From 2 to 7 here, or to 7. From 1 to 2 and 2 to 7 here. The masculine and the feminine, and then the 2 to the 7, which is the key. It's also the avatar body, the chariot, the ascension energy of the feminine within the masculine ascending, the divine masculine electric, the divine feminine magnetic. And remember, the number 2, when written quickly, also looks like the Q, the capital Q. So the 2 to 7 is coming up as the Q and the boomerang 7. The 7 is also the old way of writing gamma, the gamma boomerang. Michael lightning strikes, like that masculine direct energy, while Metatron thunder rolls as the water flows, the chariot, the avatar of emotional well-being, the icosahedron in this picture here, where icosa means I matter, and thus require water. I dolphin, thus require water and friendly curved fin and disposition. The light strikes the crystal, and the rainbow takes it from there. The divine masculine and the divine feminine, the sword and the round table here. The boomerang ship in the air, the dolphin under sea, the water, the rainbow beneath the air, the white light, the oily portal of plasma ether, the star light, star bright, first star I see tonight, and the hand that rocks the cradle, and how, as you use your hand to heal. The 55 of the shaman and the root chakra, the red root peace pipes and TP, and the hand that clears the way. So referencing the offering a peace treaty, or making peace with others, playing music perhaps, and perhaps living in a teepee, but is also referencing your own digestive system, the peace pipes of clearing out your intestines, and TP is toilet paper, and then the hand which wipes yourself when you go to the bathroom, that clears the way. The shaman's safety, strength, and power, and bridging Lemuria and Atlantis together, the water and the desert, the aqua and the rust, the wisdom of the spark, the key, and the truth for us. So there's also that energy in the Akash card of opening a book. So I opened from my book Alone Through the Forbidden Land, which is by Gustav Christ. And I'll show you that book. I think it was the one I last opened to. So here's the binder of that, Alone, and the author. And I did want to pull the book out because there's some pictures here I wanted to show you. And I opened to page 146 to 47, which I think was similar to what I had opened before. And there is a message on the first page here that was written here. I'm not sure I can read the letters exactly because it is written in script. But it looks like 7/L PSY in capitals, perhaps, kingdom. I'm not sure if that's a Y or not. But officers mess, RA7, and it's Ray, REY, and then HJAIR, and then maybe H, and Iceland, and then there's a C next to it. And it says Christmas 1943. And I opened to page 146 to 47, which is right here, and I believe I opened to this page before. But I went back to the beginning of the chapter, which is called On the Roof of the World, to see what the chapter was about and why I was being sent back to this chapter again. And it happens to be chapter 10, which is the X. And I want to show you some pictures from this chapter as well. So let me read you what I wrote first about the chapter as I was guided to read, which isn't too long, and then I'm going to show you the pictures there. So, and the chapter begun on page 138 to 39, which is the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups, going to 46 to 47, which is the Six of Cups to the Seven of Cups. So the children loving each other, to seeing their options, the heaven in their eyes. If I pronounce the places of the people wrong, please forgive me. So he's talking about the Kirghiz, Qirghiz, where hundreds of camels were on the road to Pamir's. And he was in the caravan of the Bashi. Some were Aksakal, so it's Aqsaqal, of the Aul, Aul, where he spent the last 6 days. So I already knew this group of people who actually were coming along and meeting the caravan. So it looks like all of these people were running from the Tajik Red Army and the Soviet officials in the Alai Valley. So lots of camels and yaks in the caravan here. And they were all headed to the Pamirs, or the top of the world, the roof of the world, where it's very cold in the winter. So they're going back to their summer hangout, not because they wanted to, because it was freezing cold, and it's a very tough life in the winter there, but because they'd rather do that than have the Russian officers come in and expect them to pay taxes on their land, or in other words, lose their freedom. So they would have been taking a census of the nomads in the winter quarters. 1,000 yurts were struck, so they destroyed their homes, and rather than go to the summer, they'd rather go to the summer area in the cold mountains than face them. And he, the person writing the book, was invited to go with them. So he was with this group for 7 months, setting up the yurts, or they're like teepees, but they're not teepees, they're more stable homes. So setting up the yurts was women's work, so he was told not to do that. And they were so stable that not one yurt ever blew down the whole time he was there. The floors were lined with felt, dried grass and dung for about 3 to 4 inches, and then another layer of felt rugs were on top. And never the whole time did you feel a chill from the ground with that layering. There was a round space held open in the middle for the fire, with cakes of dried cattle dung smoldering day and night. The giant spider nor the scorpion will set foot on felt. So I thought that was a good piece of information to know. All right, the giant spider nor scorpion will go around felt. Men would do the hunting when the weather was tolerable, while the women cared for the kids and milked the camels and donkeys. They made clothing and collected the dung for fuel. He had to make 2 girls leave each day because they expected to hang out with him all night. But he was married, and he was very committed to his marriage, and there were other issues why he didn't want to sleep with these women. But 2 girls would leave each day who actually wanted to stay in his tent or his yurt. And then at one point, the chief came to him to offer him a wife, Memakha. And he was already married. He was trying to explain this to the chief, and then his religion or his society, they don't sleep with other people. And he'd rather live alone and do his own work. What he said to himself was actually he was more afraid of VD and the uncleanliness of the way they lived. And they very, very much dealt with lice on a regular basis, but it didn't affect them at all. He commented about them picking it out of their hair and eating it and just laughing and enjoying each other's company. But this 15-year-old wanted to marry him. He refused, and she did end up finding another from her group who was actually a much better deal that she would get paid for, which he wouldn't. The chief was going to make her marry him without pay. So this is the energy of her. This is her picture, actually. This is, oh, where'd it go? Oh, here we are. So here is, and this is page 161. So this is the picture of the girl he was supposed to marry, and just some of the other pictures on his journey. And it looks like Russia between China. It's at the southern border there. again, you can look up the mountains there, the Pamirs, and you'll see where this is. So there's a picture of a yak, and then these beautiful pictures of the mountains as they were going. The caravans, very beautiful pictures here. Okay, look how beautiful that is. Pretty unbelievable. And then, what else is in here? Here's just some more pictures of the mountains where they were living for the winter, and the Pamirs. And over here too, so Mount Stalin and Mount Lenin are there. And just some more pictures of the caravan as they went. Okay, very beautiful. And that one I just showed you was the bridge over Muksu, M-U-K-S-U. And the one right before that was detachment. After detachment of the Red Army passed me, riding up to the Pamirs. So actually still dealing with the Red Army. And then here were some decorations of the walls that they would use. And then here is the main street of Garm, which I guess was their next place, which I didn't finish the chapter, and that would have talked about that. There was also a picture of the yurt, so I wanted to show you a picture of what it looked like. So this is what they lived in. So they're actually very technically developed there, and why things were built the way they were. They were very stable. Okay, so that was the message regarding that. And again, this was the Pamirs next to the LA Valley, A-L-A-I Valley. And that was at 2:14, which is Valentine's Day. At 2:24, which is the Divine Feminine or High Priestess or Higher Self, and the 27 of the Ace of Wands of New Passion, we have the 13 of the Air card, to fly free in transition. And again, the energy of communication of two roofs or two families or two homes coming together, like was just talked about. This family welcoming the stranger into their home and living with them for 7 months. And then the 52 of the Queen of Swords, as the King of Swords' truth is brought to the Queen of Swords in transition with a gift or with gifts. She holds his rainbow and golden wings, Big Bird and the Christed light. The 14 of boundaries of patience and balance, or the auric field, to set them daily on the path to the sun. With 54 and 48, the Page of Swords and the Eight of Cups, walking away within the purple moon, the castle cloud 9 0-point field in the Om of the 30 with the crown on top, or the home of God supporting 3 with a roof or a crown. The 49 of the 9 of Cups with a meet and greet with family at sunrise for self-satisfaction. At 2:32 is the Divine Feminine and the Journeyman of the 6 of Wands, which 2:32 is also a root that's not far from me. And the underlying energy of, and that route, it takes you to a very nice place on a river, a place to hang out. The underlying energy here of the whale, the nightingale, the lamb, stingray, golden egg, and the elk. The whale in the dark on a raft hears the nightingale sing, telling the whale that the lamb is targeted, activated and plugged in to the golden egg nest, or the golden child, of the elk, or keeping the nest warm here. The whale and the EN lamb, which represents, EN for me is Jesus. So, and of course the lamb represents Jesus as well. So it's coming up as the whale and the target, Jesus here, of the masculine. And also LAMB came up, so perhaps Major League Ball in LA was coming up, or Louisiana. And the path and the golden egg, or the elk watching over the golden child, or the golden nest egg in the womb. The sea serpent, sacral break in the seal here. So again, I keep getting these messages of pregnancy or a break-in perhaps, where the oysters clammed up with their feelers out. The turtle is slow, telling the hardworking beaver to go on without them. At a crossroads perhaps, with unicorn as the 5D gateholder here, the gazelle and cobra are keeping watch right? They're the ones who are like intent on observing. They're not, they're very focused on what they're watching. Keeping watch, inspired by the 5D crow, the 3D crow gate holder, communicating with the peacock, the truth of the Black Panther, who likes to trigger people, with the hummingbird whispering in their ear, which may be triggering them, and a fish out of water in a major event, where the moth is drawn to the flame or fish, and the lizard, who's very sensitive to all this. At 241, the Divine Feminine, or High Priestess, and the Ace of Cups, or the Holy Grail, where the spider dolphin transformation is here. And that could be despite the sticky situation or being trapped in a lair, so to speak. There's still this dolphin transformation of being happy no matter what situation they're in. The bunny and the swans, and the wolf here who's stunned, standing guard, as the hyena faces off with the cheetah with wise owl at the end. And again, this energy of alchemizing and becoming something more than you are. The butterfly, wolf, owl, and lizard here. So at 243, the Divine Feminine and the coming together here of the Chariot, the Six of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. Boldly ascending, the Six of Cups, innocent children within or without, or soulmates, with new manifestation, with the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups, dealing with death or transformation or dark night of the soul, or the dark night, all moving towards the High Priestess here. The Elk, the Page of Pentacles, perhaps planting a seed, as the Knight of Cups is offering love, and the Dark Knight with their feelers out. Cancer moving toward, along with Scorpio, towards Pisces energy, offering love. And this could be also multiple offers that someone's getting. As the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Cups surround satisfied King of Swords, as the King of Cups watches over the Knight of Wands and Queen of Wands, fiery energies, and the Queen of Pentacles is reminded of the Page of Pentacles, curiosity, with the Page of Cups, message of love. And then we have the Two of Cups and the Lovers, which is very twin flamey, of having, the most loving energies in the deck of the Two of Cups and the Lovers. And actually it was funny because that was around the time I'd taken a break to go over with Teddy to the next door neighbors so they could have their first date. And they were if you watch the video, you can see how much in tandem they are. Well, number one, one dog is mostly white, the other one's mostly black. And all of their movements reflect each other. It's just quite amazing. And they do that on the opposite sides of the fence as well. They mirror each other. At 404, the Queen of Pentacles mother and the Page of Cups son, perhaps twin flame energy. And again, my neighbor's dog is much older than Teddy. She's like 9 years old and he's not 2 yet. So he's like the mother and son energy coming together, which can be very much of the feminine and the masculine as well. The wild unknown energy here, with the dragon's eye on the whale, with the baby's bird and little lamb plugged in at the nest of the golden egg, with the elk watching over the new one inside. So this can represent, like we were out playing with the dogs as the moms were outside with the dogs and the father staying inside. And she actually has a newborn baby inside. So it was very much reflecting that same kind of energy as we experienced when we went over to play. From the words in the cards from the Wild Unknown deck, there could be a Dr. Win, which can be just represent someone with an ego who has to win all the time. Or there could be an ear doctor here, or Dr. Juan. And then the energy of possession in Gale, or ing, which by the way means wobble, which we talk about the wobble of the earth all the time these days. It means wobble or swing, house or meadow, the ink, the water, the meadow, the shirt, and the currently or the present moment. Dr. Win or Juan possesses the wobble, the house, the water, meadow, or the current. All, instead of I am, all am, the path of the wobble ray. And it was like, go elk. See the oyster to be. Right? See it as it is made manifest already, as the oyster is still cooking, right? But putting their feelers out, is about to crack open. The King of Swords, shaman elk, learning something new. Frustrated, wanting to plant a seed as suitors come out early for spring this year. May have to work hard to get things going, though, as the Divine Feminine is watching the Divine Masculine at the crossroads, and the Divine Masculine is watching the pretty peacock. And between them is the graceful gazelle and the cobra kai, watching the event with fleeting inspiration. He presents the truth. The Black Panther is triggered by whispers from the fish out of water at the wound, the accident, the event, where the moth is drawn to the fish and the lizard is sensitive to this. The triggering event causes the moth to be ungrounded as the lizard is sensitive to crowds, caught in a web of high-vibe dolphin and butterflies who are transforming here, and the rabbit who's afraid there may be twin doves reflecting, and the wolf can't help but watch the drama go down. The hyena is perhaps the wolf who was humbled today, but wiser now, in a coming of age. With the bat, the elephant, the fox, and the mouse at 6:50, which is the lovers and the ultimate emotional fulfillment here with the family. The bat lost in space, along with that fish that's out of water, as the elephant clears the way with each step, and the fox and mouse watch, and the mouse hiding, of course. And that can represent like a mouse and a dog, you know, but you don't see the mouse because they're always in hiding. At 6:56 is the lovers and the two of swords. The underlying energy of the chariot, the Six of Cups, and that Page of Pentacles. And prior to that was the Nine of Wands, the world, and the Nine of Swords, the wounded warrior, and the one suffering in silence, all around the world, or coming full circle. But two people both going through different kinds of suffering with a world between them. Perhaps Sagittarius, Pisces, and Cancer, soulmates, manifesting something new, with the Knight of Cups and the Dark Knight also making offers to the High Priestess or Pisces or Virgo, Queen of Swords, healing and withholding, going forward, dumping a load, a burden, with early morning opportunity perhaps, or sexual wake-up call coming from an arrogant and or depressed man who ignored their pleas for help perhaps, or powerless to the turn of events. The King of Swords may be arrogant or stuffy, or cold Aquarius reversed, or Gemini upright, rejected or jealous, back to back with the Queen of Cups reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, released by the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, in a painful ending with the Emperor reversed and the King of Wands reversed, unless that's the same person. The King of Cups is also here, unable to walk away, uncomfortable dealing with these emotions, but inspired by the weakness of the energetic exchange, energizing the King of Cups reversed, and are exposing them at the same time in a losing battle with the presence of the Page of Cups reversed, or rejection, or that can be a very shy, withdrawn child as well as a spoiled, entitled child, or just a baby crying. And when the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Wands let go, dumping multiple emotional loads, plus some, and that could be two people having sex as well, dissatisfied with self. So again, there's this energy of caving into a temptation that then they feel bad for afterwards, but with clarity that knocks them off balance while working to align. So knowing that this energy then knocks them off balance again. Surrender to lovers as the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups, both reversed here, but back to back, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, released by the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, in a painful ending or an ending pain, of the Emperor reversed and the King of Wands reversed, hanging out or hung out to dry, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Empress reversed, which could be mother and daughter, serving their head on a platter. 2, the High Priestess reversed, Queen of Wands reversed, or woman of no integrity in their perspective, and without choice or unable to implement a happy family in disconnect, with the Hermit shedding light on it, and the Fool free to leap and come clean, or clean up their act, with the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Cups dependent, struggling to let go and dump their emotional attachments, or the Nine of Pentacles reversed and the Nine of Cups reversed, right? They should be emotionally and practically sovereign people, but they're both dependent in those aspects. So the dependent in perhaps in a financial way or some kind of practical way, and then emotionally dependent of the Nine of Cups reversed, and a twist of fate letting go and dumping multiple loads at a distance in a lover's surrender. The Knight of Swords tempted to deliver a message with Capricorn, King of Wands, and Justice, with the Page of Swords. And remember that too, Capricorn King of Wands means that the King of Pentacles or the King of Wands could both be Capricorn, and the King of Pentacles could be fire energy as well. But there could be justice here with the Page of Swords, or seeking justice for kids with a new choice of path, to the King of Pentacles, inspired to manifest big, and the Knight of Pentacles bringing something to the Hermit to examine for them, perhaps. Maybe they're getting something assessed for worth, or perhaps in a test. Or this also could be an intern and wise teacher, as the Empress, with the Nine of Pentacles, sovereign, with the Emperor setting them free. But remember, the Nine of Pentacles was reversed, as the wounded warrior surrenders to come full circle and purge, or in need of some sleep. As the King of Wands reverses letting go and off balance, right? So letting go in some kind of passionate exchange, which then throws them off balance, which I've told you before that 2023 is the King of Wands' lesson to learn how to stay balanced as they keep getting knocked off balance, because the King of Wands, if anyone, is in his ego. The Knight of Swords reversed, tempted by the King of Wands reversed, in justice or court with the Page of Swords reversed, which can be negative messages, lying and spying. This can be kids who are being negative, or negative self-talk, spreading rumors, or feeling like they're out of options with the King of Pentacles reversed, and the Page of Wands upright, needing tools, but inspired, perhaps unable to work without their tools, and needing advice from the Hermit and or Empress reversed, or mediating the Knight of Pentacles reversed, with Mother or Empress reversed, and the wounded warrior surrendering to complete the suffering cycle. With the Nine of Pentacles reversed, dependent, with the Emperor reversed, and the Empress reversed, and the Emperor reversed, perhaps at a counselor with children, the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Nine of Pentacles reversed, perhaps to help set them free, with Capricorn, Libra, and Virgo, Aries, and Pisces all upright right here. At 7:33, which is the Chariot and the Christ vibration, we have the Page of Pentacles reversed, along with Gemini, Taurus, and Aries all reversed. The Page of Pentacles in need of help to lead the way in recovery, perhaps with an announcement or making calls, or a wake-up call to issues at work, of the Tower, sudden events or drama, a sudden inequity and a falling out with kids, or the Knight of Pentacles reversed, and the Knight of Swords reversed, and the Empress reversed, perhaps and their mother. This could be a mother and two children as well. The High Priestess reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed, which could be a secret passion, or again, someone who's not in their integrity. She could be lying or having temper tantrums. She could be physically abusive here and not in her integrity. She could be telling secrets that aren't hers to tell, with the sham fam energy and disconnect, and getting advice to set them free, to come clean and then heal. So it feels very much about, difficult situation, whether it's third party, whether it's a divorce, and getting the children the help that they need. And then I have this second read from today. So check this one out. Oh, by the way, that first read, this was some of the extra energies that I pulled after the initial cards. So these are off to the side, so I wanted to show you them as well. So then we have the read from today, which is here. And this was 6 decks, but 2 of them are together. So at the top is the Journey of Love, Nature's Whispers, Metatron, and then Shaman Dreams. And at the bottom we have the Wild Unknown Animal Guidebook, along with my half deck of Rider-Waite with the characters, okay, to identify the energies. All right, so I'm going to bring it up closer so you can see. So again, the underlying energies to the left and to the right are the piles I had to count. Okay. So this was done, all the decks were dealt between 1150 and 1155, which is the 50 of the 10 of Cups, to the King of Swords, Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, Page of Swords, and then the Truth of the Ace of Swords, 55. So the Journey of Love, the piles at the end were 7272, and the last 2 I kept separately from the first 4. So if they were basically 5 and 6 cards at the end, but you know, I put them out in pyramid form. So, but the 7272, I was definitely guided to look up, so I did. And 7/2 is also the day that I met my twin, so it was significant for me. So there's some very cool messages that came up here. The first entry is Chicxulubs. I'm not sure what that means. CHICXULUBS. Impact bomb triggered both Toba and Yellowstone supervolcanoes on July 2nd. And this is under the number 7272. Also, it came up 1011. And as soon as I see 11, because people who don't, you know, kids who don't know how to pronounce Evelyn always say 11. So I saw my name there, which was weird too. And then AC, which can represent alternating currents as well. But also July 2nd and then 1011, which can represent 10:11 o'clock or 10:11, representing that transition to the next, to align with the next. And the second entry here was all aboard while you comin', wear well to the North Pole, of course. This is the Polar Express, the Lion King Express. The third entry was, get this, Sunday, July 2nd, tonight is the night. Get ready to rock and roll. Ceres impact supervolcano, 11:11 p.m. And that entry, so of course, since it said Sunday, July 2nd, I had to look up what July 2nd this year was, and it was on Sunday. Sunday, July 2nd, tonight is the night. Get ready to rock and roll. Ceres, C-E-R-E-S, impact, supervolcano, 11:11 p.m. The fifth entry was the moon, mom is driving drunk, speeding south on Highway 59, crash and burn, July 2nd, again, 11 p.m. These are all separate entries. It's so weird. So Highway 59 runs from Canada down to Texas to Mexico, and it actually goes into Canada as well. So hopefully this is an alert to you guys not to be a mom driving drunk on July 2nd and crashing and burning down Highway 59. The sixth entry is at the day and time appointed for solemnization of matrimony, the persons to be married shall come into the body of the church with their friends and neighbor. And neighbor spelled N-E-I-G-H-B-O-U-R, but it was neighbor singular, it wasn't plural. The seventh entry here was the earth trembles and quakes, and the foundations of the mountains shake, the valleys of the sea we exposed, and the foundations of the earth are laid bare upon impact. Asteroid, Ceres, deep image here. Now remember it says image, and again, this is not to put fear into anyone, because it's all based on how you receive it, and metaphor, of course. The next entry was all numbers, but it was very interesting. I don't usually try to read into the number ones because they don't make sense. But this one was 9 and then 10-4, which is CB handle. So I looked up the CB handles for 1 through 10, and there was a message here. So it was coming up as the Hermit, message received. Pass it on. Busy. Pass it on. Affirmative, I agree. Again, pass it on. Message received. And then it changed to the number 3, which means stop transmitting and shut up. And then it goes on to pass it on, relay the message received. To the number 1, which is I can't hear you, 10:10, transmission complete. And then again, pass it on. So there's this energy of passing on, but there's these times where you'll be told to stop transmitting or shut up, and then continue. And then I can't hear you. So you'll get messages that if someone can't hear you or is not transmitting properly, to transmit again. Or maybe you're going to be seeing those numbers. 10-4 y'all know as message received. But again, maybe someone's talking CB talk to you, or maybe someone's doing CB talk on Highway 59. So I looked up July 2nd to see that it was on a Sunday. It's the 183rd day with 182 left, so it's literally halfway, exactly halfway through the year. Right, because all the days prior to the 83rd day would be 182 on either side of July 2nd this year. It's the 27th Sunday, which is the opposite, right, of July 2nd is 2-7, the Ace of Wands. So it's the 27th Sunday in the 27th week of the year, the 12th day of summer, and guess what holiday it is? World UFO Day. And 83 days left until fall, which mimics the 183 days. Ruby and onyx are the birthstones for that day. The anniversary also of King Albert II and Queen Paula of Belgium. And again, US 59 goes from Texas to Canada, through Mexico, Laredo, Houston, Marshall, Texarkana, Ottawa, Kansas, Lawrence, Kansas, Avoca, Iowa, Worthington, Minnesota, Fergus Falls, Minnesota, Lancaster, then borders on Canada. And then into Canada it extends as well. So at 12:41 is where I started interpreting the message, which is the Hanging Man and the 41 of the Ace of Cups. Seeing new perspectives, being wise, regarding new love, self-love, spiritual love, and the Holy Grail. The underlying energy of the 53 and the legacy of light, and the 50 of the potential gateway, the 39 of the Knight of Cups and the green card, the healing heart, and the 26 of the gathering around of the Page of Wands, the crocodile, and then the 9 of, it wasn't actually the 9 of Swords, it was the King of Pentacles there. The cards had fallen over and I wrote down the wrong card, but I guess that might mean something to somebody. So the Knight of Swords holding light and the vulnerable at the same time. In the 10 of Cups emotional family of the magic of the family tree, the gateway at the Emerald Heart, the Knight of Cups of the heart healing, and the Page of Wands inspired to gather around in the power of community. With a crocodile and the King of Pentacles here, which could be a sister perhaps, maybe laying in wait with intentional withdrawal. And again, this comes up as the definition of the crocodile from the book, is someone who isn't just laying around doing nothing. They're intentionally withdrawing, gathering their awareness, observing and building their energies, or a cooling off period, filling up vital reserves so that your next move comes across from a place of wisdom and power. Silent, wise powerhouse. But when they're stuck, they can lash out. So when they're off balance, they're to rest and do the Makarasana pose, which I don't know all the yoga names. So I didn't know this was a pose that I had just been doing recently. I was just telling my sister about it the other day. When I was in bed, I was guided to stretch one leg over one direction and then the one arm the opposite direction, which really twists and stretches at the waist and the ribs. So you can really get some stretching in the muscles in there that, you know, don't get touched normally. And that can be the whatchamacallit, I'm not thinking of the muscle name right at this moment. Maybe it'll come to me. But anyway, you can look that up if you want. It's Makarasana pose. But it's a really good stretch because we don't usually get those muscles stretched very well. Whoops. And this page just came off the rip. It just ripped off. And I never rip these pages off by accident, so that was weird. Maybe somebody got ripped off recently. At 12:53 is the Hanging Man and the 53 of the Knight of Swords. We had the Knight of Swords, the 10 of Cups, Knight of Cups, Page of Wands, the Crocodile, and the King of Pentacles. The Messenger of Truth and the family, with the Knight of Cups and the Page of Wands laying in wait for or with the King of Pentacles. So at 12:56, the underlying energies here of wisdom or seeing new perspectives, hanging out with the Two of Swords, right? Can be someone who wants peace of mind, or is it reversed? And do they have new clarity now from hanging out and seeing new perspectives? The underlying energy of 70 and heaven as the Two of Pentacles, the 27 of the ethereal touch and the Ace of Wands, the 45 of hidden beauty, which is the 5 of Cups, and the 30 of towering magnificence with the 4 of Wands. The 60 of the Six of Swords, but also riding the cosmic wave here, and the 48 of the Eight of Cups, which is the man of the earth and woman of the sky. 35 of intimacy, and the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior, and the 2 of within nothing there is everything. The 18 of the moon and distant shores, the 17 of the star and her grace, and the 54 of the Page of Swords, earth angel, and the 53 of the Knight of Swords, legacy of light, or messenger of truth. The performance projecting, inspiring light as a feather, purging hidden beauty of the mighty sentinels, towering magnificence of home, union, Om, of peace and reflecting swans, riding the wave, coming within to man of the earth and woman of the sky, ladies lining the vortex with their hair, the wounded warriors surrender into intimacy of the divine feminine higher self womb. Within nothing there is everything, at the purple moon and distant shores, rippling out, projecting out, the ripples of projection of water, the same energy, like clouds in the air, the heart of fire, and the womb of the earth. It's all projections of the different elements here. What you're able to see in movement that you couldn't see at a standstill, like how I read clouds all the time, that you wouldn't normally see if it was just a clear sky, right? It's energy movement. Just like when you're practicing to see auras, you move your hand a bit because it helps you to see the contrast. The tunneling effect. As the stars, her grace reaches out to you. And as she does, her energy does too, rippling her intention with it. The 54, the Page of Swords, earth angel, with greens and purples, and then blues and purples and whites and pinks, that she blankets the earth with her mercurial grace, her majesty's grace. And I was getting that majestic energy from the national anthem energy, or whatever song I'm thinking of for America. But her majesty's grace, the plasma star that you are, heaven's legacy of light, the hidden beauty of magnificence and peace within, the surrender to one and all at the same time, tunneling within and without, the 10 and the 8 of the 18, which is the Chi, in the leap to dancing with the stars, both human and angelic, in freedom of the lambda leap, the Lamb and the Father leap, the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords, and the message and the movement of it, the preparation of the alchemist, the Mercury twins, Gemini and Virgo, the messengers of truth, of polarity and purification of, the balancing act to come to the middle, and passing on the message until the message is received, even when you're told to shut up. Heaven and human creating heaven on earth. So heaven to human in the leap, and then creating as the human, grounding heaven onto earth. At 118, which again represents the leap, because the 1 is just 2 dots and an arcing between them, to the 18 of the leap to the 0 point field. And again, the Chi energy of 10 and 8, which are the 10th and 8th letters of the Hebrew alphabet. So the first card here is the 25 of the Knight of Wands, the question mark, the seed of the heart, the curiosity, the inspiration, the spark of invention, the creation of a star, and the fallout as you drop back into your heart, 68, the Page of Pentacles, the curious student of life, inspired by and dropping back into when you get away from one's heart. The 1 of the heart fire, and all of these cards were about the heart in this deck. The 1 here of the heart fire in the unraveling of the rose, after the spark in that heart, the question mark, resonates a bit. It marinates or develops with the 24 of the Queen of Wands and the space between the words. The Knight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Queen of Wands all came up in this row. 2 knights, one with information and one with drive, and a student of the Magician and their assistant who lay in wait in the spaces in between the words. The Magician with all the tools, but the Queen of Wands has crowned herself from multiple tools within. She is she is the vertical within to his horizontal within. He is the vertical without to her horizontal support without. In sacred convergence here, coming together as the 28 twin flames at the Y in the road. The Y is the 0-point field, and the road is also RD of research and development. To research or search again, and then develop. Projecting, which is then the project, at 128, the leap to the twins, in a light field, staging the moment in a performance of a lifetime, or the octopus, the oct, which is the 8, and then the opus, which is the life's work. At 128, which is then the leap to the 28, the twins, which is 67 and 69 here, the swan and contemplation. Then 5 and 21 of the communal dance, and she is the moon, as the 52 is the ancient ones, as she receives all the light, with 2, 2, 2, and 1 cards here, and then 7 altogether, which is that reference to the 2 and the 7 again, through the 1, the leap, which the 2, 2, 2 can also be Q, 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 the 1 of the leap between 2 points, and the 7 is the gamma ray, that boomerang ray that I talked about before. The 3Q leap to gamma boomerang in the 3rd quarter, which is June 21st to September 21st, which represents the 6 and the 9 of the 6-9 pod. Creates a pod with the number 8 in the middle, which 7 is the key, too. So 621 to 921 representing the 21 of the world, but also the 2 and the 1 of the feminine and the masculine. Where 69 pod, the 698 pod, prior to the 10-8 leap into permanent dance or flow. The 3rd quarter leap to UFO, that 7-2 date, and the boomerang ship of UFO day, and 7-2, which is boomerang Q. Game or gamma Q, can be game there too as well. But again, the ray of the Q, which is the quantum leap, where the ray intercepts, as men like to say, penetrates. Pen, E.T., rates. So with a pen, the E.T.s then rate us. The boomerang, or the push and pull, or boom, boom, E-rang. The P.E. net, rat E.S., or Ra or ray of TES, which means beam or test or hypothesis, theory, exam or idea, heat or sunshine, tight, taut, you or they or your or they. So boomerang also breaks down into boo, me or mer, which is C, A-N-G, where N-G is Christ and God energy, so that energy of the lambda leap again. And also me rang, boo, boo, me rang, so I rang. Or A-N-G also comes up here, which can mean I, or a nightmare or incubus. It's a C narrowing or constriction here. Or me, ra, or ray is the Christ connection there. It's all the same thing, right? Me as a human, the Ra as the sun god, or the ray of the sun, which is the same thing as the Christ to God leap, that leap back and forth. The ray of the boomerang, the star being created. The boom, which is the expand, and then orang is the urgent constriction, where the penetration is the P-E-N, and then etra, which means ether, air, or sky, and T-E-S, which means the tight beam of sunshine, and then P, which is pi, which is seeking balance, one equal and congruent to Christ, the ether, the sky, the ray of sun, the legacy of light. And the Knight of Pentacles offers the Ace of Pentacles. The Swan contemplates this offer, and the freedom of the world, as changes come full circle, and 521 was coming up here. In the dance and or romance of the 2 + 1, the feminine and the masculine, or the Q and the leap of the quantum leap and the quantum entanglement there, the divine feminine and divine masculine, where she is the moon, And remember, moon is also MO of Mary Magdalene human and ON of human Jesus. The Mary Magdalene and Jesus energy, which are the template of the twins, the 52 of the Queen of Swords, Lady Liberty, the holder of the sun's rays, and observed by the ancient ones, or in other words, they are present in the now moment and therefore resonating with each other. So anyone can be present to them, they just have to be in that resonance in the 0 point field. Christ and the top dog here ones. So again, it keeps referencing that leap. So the Christ to God leap is no different than you to God, right? Your direct connect to God, to the top dog ones. Nitroglycerin on S, ES. No, not acid, sophism. The philosopher's stone, where stone equals the path of one, and sword equals Sophia's word, or the W of Sophia is also the S of the sine wave, but also the W of 2 U's, and 0 of the human embodiment of source, and then the RD, which is the road as opposed to path. So the stone is the path of one, and the sword is Sophia's sine wave of 2 U's on your human road. At 159, the leap to the war within, and the underlying energies of the 24 Queen of Wands, with wild rainbow hair, calling her to be at her best self always when she's riding that seahorse, referencing the Andromeda and Pegasus, who are 2 and 1. They actually share a star between them. And Andromeda can represent Androma father as well, that their father causes a lot of drama. And then Pegasus, of course, is that seahorse, and whose father is Poseidon. Maybe he's beside himself. The 4 of the Emperor taking a pause, with the little fairy girl at the tree trunk in the Lambda leap, the Christ to Father leap, or the innocent one to Father leap, the children, and the 10 of that high vibe destiny of opening your heart to high vibe destiny of swan love, as 2 little boys are up to something sweet. The 37 of the King of Cups in the ideal course of action here, from the castle or city to the countryside, a group of light waits between, with their lights shining on the road, the path, or the bridge, whatever you want to call it. The 41 of the Ace of Cups of self-love, spiritual love, and new love, and the Holy Grail, calling to be in service as the octopus teacher in the dance of the 8 in your life's work, the octopus teacher to the little seahorse, feeding them algae or seaweed or the green stuff, the healthy stuff, the stuff from the heart, with water and light covered in shells or iguanas or sparkles or perhaps lots of rainbow hair or just lots of any hair. The Page of Wands is the 26 here, to be true to your heart, well grounded with the 18 of new experience and possibilities as the bouquet that you are. She on her horse with butterfly on the round table by her side and great view. With the 50 of the 10 of Cups family, emotional fulfillment, that is the magic that reflects below ground, communicating with all of those around in the network of trees. At 208, the Divine Feminine and the Dance with space between, and the first cards of the 16 and 12 of the Towers of Wisdom, of sudden inner truths and wise expansion, from tree to tree, hand fasting, as humans get the picture, straight to the root of the matter, and the fallout of wisdom, sophism, as he grabs the hand before she disappears. At 211, the Divine Feminine and Justice are alignment. The 36 of Atlas and the Map of Intent, which is your intuition, the twin towers of you and I in connection. And Esther Williams in Synchronized Swim, where swim is Sophia to use I am, or Sam I am, Sophia am, and I am. I like green eggs and ham. God's reference to JC and one equal and congruent to them at the Golden Gate with Sophia in the dance of I am, the one-to-one am. 2 cards of 8 and 9 in the breakthrough to the perfect setting open-hearted leap of the butterflies into the sea as the hermit creates the perfect sun dawning, you see. At 218, the Divine Feminine, or the Q again, and the 18, which is the purple moon, that 0-point leap, the underlying energy of the 46, of the inner or outer children loving each other, and the authentic self. And who are you exactly? Who is your inner child today? And that may change with each day. And the 41 of the Ace of Cups, reflecting pink willows, as above so below, the 39 of the Knight of Cups, and the emerald heart healing of being love. At 219, the Divine Feminine and the Sun, the first card of the 9 and the Hermit running with the shadow, taking action or movement, as we talked about before, where movement is needed, where land meets sea, the sky, and where the sky meets the I am presence. At 220, which is 0, supporting the human embodiment of Source, supporting the Fool of the 22 and the Fool's Journey. The 32 and the 22 were the next cards then. The Journey of the Fool, or the Journeyman and the Fool, from orange to gold, from orangutan to God, from the ego to the Ancient One of gold, and all the in-between, in the Tree of Life and Archangel Sandalphon, who's with you now in the music of the spheres, with good news and a leap of faith, with then 7 cards here at the end of 4 and 3 and 7, which is the Emperor and the Empress, and then the Chariot that they take, with the cards 2, 15, 43, and 50 of the Divine Feminine Higher Self in duality and mediation, of the shadow coming together with the 10 of Cups family and fulfillment, the Divine Feminine and the Purple Moon, showering in diamond light for clarity on the shadow, and coming together to pause and receive healing with signs and synchronicities from the birds, nature, and spirit with love, with the 8, 37, and 30 leading the way in the dance, flame in hand, and 3 keys, as the King of Cups is called to detach from drama and look up at sunrise for your messages of home, of Om, and of union, with the Silver Warrior of Light, as the Lady of the Lake pulls the sword from the stone, perhaps healing information. Maybe somebody in your family asked you for information on solving a problem for them recently, or is going to in the next week or so. And then at 228 is the Divine Feminine and the Twins, or the Choice of Path, and the underlying energy of the 8 in the Crown Games of right use of power, and the 43 of coming together in the overwhelm of plenty, or perhaps you ate too much. The 4 of the Caterpillar, or the Cat ER pillar, or the opportunity of the Whispering Bench at the Urgent Pillar. The Lambda leap to the cat unraveling the spine, or the chakra system, with compassion, to the 47, which is the 7 of Cups of synchronicities, but it's also the 4 to 7 of the heart to the crown and the sky bridge of that heart to crown, and building a bridge between the pillars and the possibility for union here. Or perhaps 4 to 7 here is representing April to July, with 26 representing February to June, with the Page of Wands inspired to gather around the power of community, perhaps during that time period. So at 232, which again is that route that leads to a nice place, the first card here is 49 and 52, which is the 9 of Cups and the Queen of Swords. The satisfaction of straddling worlds, like that Pisces energy going into Aries, and skywriting the fates, with that part of the 8, or the hourglass, that's shared between twins, with the K of the energy, the M of co-creation, the F of digamma, and then the 2 flags representing the unified connection of energy and co-creation of the digamma twin flames, with the space between at that starting gate as they leave the gate, with space between. At 12, the number 12 here is the wise man hanging out to see new perspectives in the dragon's hoard protecting the future. 1 to 2 of the divine masculine and feminine in their leap, which is the 3, into wisdom and keeping it tight or close. At 236 is the divine feminine and the Atlas energy of the 10 of Wands, with 33 and 25, which is that 7 of Wands of standing up for yourself, and the Knight of Wands who's got the fire to light between underneath your butt, And then we have the Christ vibration in the Knight of Wands with joyful music and muse and inspiration in the Garden of Venus of rest and renewal, or perhaps an art center, music, or peace and quiet. At 2:38, the Feminine and the Queen of Cups with the horse, the elk, the crow, hyena, the rabbit, the zebra, and the crocodile. The horse is behind the elk, which can be Mr. Ed, but the elk is also the hothead or redhead, or with a crown standing guard, as the crow 3D gate holder expelling the dark, and the hyena is playing the fence and now being called out to shit or get off the pot, as the rabbit and the zebra must now deal with the croc, laying in wait, not again, waiting for a break in the seal for their opportunity to get back in. And that could just be dark energies, laying in wait to try to break the seal again. The Emperor and the Wounded Warrior being given a choice to ascend with the King of Pentacles, or last offer to come along for the ride. The bunny may be afraid to leave without the Emperor, as the first energy here is the elephant with the King of Swords, who's tattered and torn, clearing with each step. And prior to this, the bunny may be afraid to leave the Emperor behind or leave without them, as the zebra takes off before the crocodile arrives. It's like the child and the zebra are trying to get out of there before the crocodile gets there, but they want the Emperor to come with them, but he looks like he wants to stay behind. So then the elephant King of Swords, who may be tattered and torn, is clearing with each step that they take, focused straight ahead, right? He's like he's got the blinders on. The independent camel, though, is blue and in the dark, longing and hoping that this King of Swords elephant will come around. The King of Swords will turn and see them for once. Then the shark Page of Cups, the innocent one you may not see as a shark, but maybe they are. Perhaps they have their own agenda towards the Nightingale Queen of Pentacles, the Peacock Knight of Cups, the Truther Queen of Cups, and the Octopus Hermit, or the Divine Feminine who really wants the Divine Masculine to come along. But duties call, and the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups perhaps are going towards the Queen of Cups Hermit. The child, or Queen of Pentacles, could be the child, the Page of Cups, maybe getting the Knight of Cups to make an offer to the Queen of Cups Hermit, or getting someone as the Hermit to mediate the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups, or the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Cups. There's definitely Pisces and Virgo here, or Earth and Water, and the King of Swords air sign, who could be the Emperor, or an Aries perhaps. The pretty peacock with baby's breath, or a sweet voice, is calling out truth, activating quantum entanglement, or the roots of the trees, sending messages far and wide, a need for boundaries to clear the dark, with truth, high vibration, love, and nature's help. The dragonfly, the Page of Wands, a beautiful two as one mind, inspiring the magic or the magician to act with all their tools on board, and roses to boot. Perhaps children, inner or outer children, are coming together here to bring adults together. With Virgo, Gemini, Mercury here, direct in Sagittarius. And it came up, the first site was indiatvnews.com as the Buddha Margi, which is today, January 18th, 2023, as Mercury goes direct today. So the King of Wands, detaching from the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups who are together, who may be dealing with the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords, or messages from the Empress, or the Empress and two children, the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords. So then I clarified with my combination deck of the Lenormand and the Kippers. And this is the messages I got in clarifying about these kings here in this last part. And the King of Swords. So Libra came up right away as cracking the whip, with Sagittarius perhaps going to prison, or imprisoned by little girl or child or Cancer in the Wounded Warrior courtship, with the main male and marriage, the Emperor and the Empress, or wedding in the mountains of great fortune. In a choice of path, the main male may go after the Queen of Cups to repair bridges, as the Empress takes off, needing to discern with mother and daughter, offered a gift. But they may not realize this, though there may be nothing to back this offer up with. And that's regarding the Knight of Wands and Queen of Wands, which could be, people who are trying to scam you. So be careful about that. It's like, a daughter being offered a dream of stardom, and then the mother and daughter go off for her to be a star, but these are just scammers trying to get money off of them, something like that. So be careful of that kind of stuff as well. They may be toxic, or the vehicle is at 316, which is the Empress and sudden events, and the King of Cups with timelines to nest the dream with the Queen of Cups as two wise old owls. The man with concerns, though, of martyrdom in energetic exchange with the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands, in a breakthrough of a group, or in trying to organize vacation, or expose wise group, or adjudicating a home, kids, or union, or innocent Page of Cups child with shark lawyer, they could be suing the family or something, or this child is now a shark lawyer, or now is this one. Perhaps Scorpio is taking the King of Wands to court, unless that Scorpio is the King of Wands' lawyer, and then that could be his lawyer. But if they're the same person, they could be taking the King of Wands to court with false Leo or dance of divorce. There's a lot of Leo energy here. Or the dance of divorce or inheritance of son or Leo, or a pushy mother of a loving son who's got a new love or unexpected inspiration and or income and is being tested by their lover, or taking a closer look at the details here. Or there could be a prenup here with a power woman with gifts, with a message of concern or patience, or from Hermit, Queen of Swords, with gifts or flowers, or expecting. Romance at mid-moon, or journey within to group and bad health or healthcare, and cracking codes to the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and to hit the jackpot of aligning with triple sevens, 711 or 11-7, and referencing also 711 is 7-2. Or 2 to 6 came up again. So again, 7-2 and 2 to 6 came up. So there's that energy of the 4 to 7 time period and the 2 to 6 time period for different things. It was coming up as 2 to 6 being a gathering of groups or getting more involved in the community. And then the 4 to 7 actually of the heart to crown energy of the twin flames coming together. So the underlying energy there was all about the Knight of Cups, or Knight of Wands actually. The Knight of Wands of high honor, and the boom, the big bang of the boomerang, and the Queen of Cups of the fallout in the big boom, the weaving in the fallout, in the journey to clear the family tree. Perhaps the Emperor and Empress have the King of Wands and Queen of Wands children, and the Queen of Wands could be married to the King of Cups here, with constant messages from the Empress or mother here, and who may be stuck with the grandchildren of them while they're working something out, while another sibling works something out. So I don't know whose kids are at the grandmother's house, but that could be somebody's scenario for sure. All right, so that's your message, and let's just pull. I'm going to pull a card from my animal deck today. Okay, just as a closing energy here. I still have to do the 7 deck read, but I'll give you this message now anyway. So from the animal deck here, what is the message? The Prince of Summer. Romantic, flirtatious, introspective, and enchanting. The frog becoming the prince. A deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such whirlwind encounters, so stay balanced and make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. And this card also came in, which is Teddy and Annika yesterday. That's so funny. The 5 of Winter is the collie dog. Your current path isn't leading you toward the happiest possible outcome, so why not change it? Always maintain integrity and compassion, but be alert to hidden agendas of others, right? So again, you have to use your discernment with this offer of romance as well. Is it true? Is it pie in the sky? Are they leading you to a place just to take you for something? And again, is there this, here's the push and pull energy again as well. And then we have the star, the Ariel. You are about to take a big leap forward with your life. Worry will be replaced with optimism, fear with hope, and joy is coming home to roost. But again, there's always that need to use your discernment, right? To love yourself first is very important here. There's beautiful energy there. And then the bottom of the deck here, and look, there's the bird with the butterfly again. That came up a lot today. And the butterfly often comes up as the daughters in transformation, the little warriors. The underlying energy is the princess of summer, of sensitive kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced. And there's that daughter energy again, the dear one. And that says you can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. There you go. That was the underlying energy going into the other one that was just like that. So it's definitely romance coming up. And now we have to get to the 7-deck read on the table, which I almost forgot. All right, and this is not a real long one, so. All right, so this one was done on the 16th. I cut the deck, the SIRIAN Starseed deck, at 7:40, and here's the pictures here. All right, so here's the SIRIAN Starseed deck. It's 1:26 minutes here. SIRIAN Starseed deck, and you have the King of Wands there in the middle, and this is the year of the King of Wands, 2023. And here's the 7 decks on the table. All right, so the SIRIAN Starseed deck was cut and dealt at 7:40, which is the 7 of the Chariot, the 40 of the Page of Cups. Also of chalices, so of emotions, and Alice's came up, which in Alice can be fish sauce. It can also be a pebble, a shot, an anchovy. I finished clarifying at 8:11, which is the dance of alignment, of truth and balance, of power, of manifesting your dreams. And the major arcana here were abundance and the Wheel of Fortune. Before the read was the Chariot, Reason, which is the Emperor, and Hanging Man. And after the read was Reflection, or the Hermit, and Solar Deity, which is the Sun. 3 cups, 3 wands, 2 pentacles, 1 sword, which is 33 and 21. The Christ vibration and the world, or coming full circle. And we had the King of Wands in the read, the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. And before the read was the King of Swords. So he's separate again from those wand energies that came up as the Emperor and Empress with the children, King of Wands and Queen of Wands. Perhaps the King of Swords is the black sheep of the family. And the message or child between the King and Queen of Wands, who may be staying with the Emperor and Empress as the grandparents. After the read is the 9 of Pentacles and 9 of Cups. So there again is that sovereign practical person and the sovereign emotional person. So you see how the other reads are paralleling with the 7-deck read, which are totally separate cards. The numbers, we had double 6s, double 9s, and 10s. The double 6s is the Queen of Pentacles. The double 9s is all about compassion and endings. It's the 1 and the all. And then the 10-10 of keeping your vibration high. The code line is all about parenting, financial discipline, and self-love. And they were broken up into PA, renting, financial, and discipline. And self-love was SE, and then elf love. So elf love, so maybe little children love, or elf love, maybe someone who's not very tall will profess their love. And then we have the code line is all about the number 62, which is the 8 of Swords, coming from 6, 10, and 46, which is the lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 6 of Cups, again, the children, or the soulmate. You know, that could be also an adult coming in as their inner child. So the messages were here. We're co-creating the I am of the lovers to see the I in I am, and the whispering bench, which can reference the hammock as well, the Master of the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the 6 of Cups, kids or soulmates. The 6 of Cups inside the inner ones, the width or the existence of the one in the wave, to stand, to look, and the food is coming up, the nourishment inside. Also, somebody might have a heart attack. I'm not a doctor or nurse. I can't give you advice about that, but usually if in an emergency, if you have a heart attack or a stroke, it's because there's a clot. And aspirin is something that that frees up the blood a bit. So, usually people are told to, take an aspirin if someone thinks they had a stroke or a heart attack. But, don't take that as advice, because if they're having a bleed and you don't know what they're having, you don't want to give them aspirin. That would be the last thing you want to give them. But that's coming up for whatever reason. Heart attack. I was also getting energy. I was watching a Qigong master who's giving energies on how to heal heart issues and stroke issues. And they were very simple, and I'll have to show you them at some point. And also it reminded me too of another, like someone who was dying of a heart attack. A little boy remembered to bite down on your left pinky, because that's the direct line or the energy line point for the heart, and actually saved the man who was having a heart attack. I can't remember what that was from, but yeah. So the heart attack, lovers see the cab master and again the Theka energy can come up here again. Again, that references the twin follicles of the ovary. The heart attack, or the co-creation of I am, which can be just bring stress to the heart, which can reference just, ascension symptoms as well, feeling like you're having a heart attack. The lover seeing the cab master of the Ten of Pentacles, which is the end of the deck, right? It's that the epitome, or supposed to be the epitome of the family or heaven on earth, the Ten of Pentacles for lovers inside, right? The inner children, the oneness of them. Perhaps renting messenger as a zip line or ship line or elf love or left love. Mission X to see I or I am. The twin layers to pierce or envelope around the ovarian follicle, to be the master of the Ten of Pentacles and the Six of Cups of the inner children inside. Also the energy of Mission X, to see it, heck. The AB master of the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, with soulmate inside. So that could be ab master too, someone who works out a lot. And Mission X can reference, the X can reference 10. It can reference the dance of the crazy eights dance of the twins. And again, mission can be to miss the connection at the X. And it's saying to see it, heck, already. The AB master of the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community, and the soulmate inside. So we start this read with the Six of Cups upright underneath the little mini cards here. And beneath that is the Ace of Swords reversed, the Chariot upright, the Reason or the Emperor reversed, the King of Swords upright, and then the Hanging Man upright. So, and the Emperor here could be the King of Swords stepping down from his Emperor position. So before this energy is also the Three of Pentacles and the Karma energy of the Judgment card. In a split divide or a need for clarity here, in a bold move out of control, or in a loss of power, or the Emperor reverse stepping down. The King of Swords hanging out with the Six of Cups in separation, inspired to come clean about being out of control ego, or kids, or Leo, while working to align, or kids at work. With Judgment upright, or the King of Wands reversed, in a heated exchange with the Ten of Cups family, which is reversed. In the downturn or twist of fate here, with the High Priestess reversed and the Five of Wands reversed, perhaps a secret passion to fight for the Six of Cups soulmate. Detox may be draining, out of control kids imprisoning their bliss, or prison draining, but worst is now over, or imprisoned now summer or vacation's over, or draining past is over, or the worst of childhood is over and now can enjoy them, or fell off their horse and now the worst is over regarding that. And that can be, falling back into addictions or codependencies, or literally got hurt or injured. The Knight of Pentacles is upright with the Nine of Pentacles upright here, receiving a trophy or an award of some sort, or a gift that's now displayed, or admiring their work. And the injustice of little savings to play with here was Sovereign Nine of Pentacles, but the 10th of their pentacles is so far away. The Knight of Pentacles may be feeling unworthy of the Nine of Pentacles Sovereign, or the Knight of Pentacles is helping Sovereign with saving their money, perhaps for a divorce, or the injustice of never being enough. With true love, and beneath that with children, or the Knight of Pentacles unable to support here in the lifestyle that she's become accustomed to, with the out-of-control Emperor maybe getting his way or stepping down, again, or in dealing with a secret passion with the Page of Pentacles reversed in need of help at 1034 with high vibration destiny and energetic exchange. At 1035, which 35 is the wounded warrior, there's a death and ending, or it's energy of a mass of women. So make sure I'm looking at the right thing. So there could be a death or an ending here, but it also can represent a masculine woman or a feminine man needing to use their intuition or self-respect. The Page of Pentacles reversed is in need of help, or maybe overdoing it, unable to manifest something or get something off the ground. We have Cancer, Pisces or Capricorn, upright with Scorpio, and then Aries, Leo, Libra, Pisces, Capricorn are all reversed as well. So we have surrender here, and beneath that spirituality, as perhaps there's an unhappy single mother of 2 children here in the underlying energies, and then finding a way out from the Page of Pentacles reversed, who could be a difficult child. This can also be a child who's got just permanent issues that you need to deal with, you know, that may never leave. You know, it's like raising any child with some kind of mental difficulty or some kind of physical challenge, which will always be there that you have to take care of. So this could be someone dealing with that, or someone finding a way out from the Page of Pentacles reversed. That can also be a child manipulating you, right? There's that energy of being an opportunist, getting other people to get things off the ground for you. Perhaps wanting to jump, and the Nine of Wands begging please, and withholding, saving, or inspiring the King of Cups reversed, the Devil on fire present to that ship sailing or leaving, with the Queen of Pentacles in disconnect, perhaps dealing with Chinese ingress, or the Oriental Trading Company. The King of Cups reversed, lost the Queen of Pentacles Capricorn, or vice versa, or the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, she's upright, Page is reversed, and the King of Cups reversed, Devil incarnate, between a mother and child, or the mother between 2 children, in disconnect, or the 2 of Cups reversed, in disconnect for the 6 of Cups, bliss, and the injustice of the Page of Pentacles reversed, surrendering to the Empress reversed, along with the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Cups reversed. So at a distance, the 6 of Cups upright in bliss, even though there's injustice here with the Page of Pentacles reversed. And again, that Page of Pentacles is with the Knight of Cups and the Empress both reversed, in need of help. But again, it's that misery loves company energies, and they may have a reason for all being reversed too, like they may be in a difficult situation or a split in the family. And then here is this energy of looking back at a breakup with the Empress reversed and the Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups upright, or motherless children if someone's mother has passed, or over-controlling mother of the Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups, or no love lost between them where the children don't like their mother at 1102. And then a dream comes true here. The world is complete or coming full circle, right? Accomplishing a cycle, rising above in a sudden event, epiphany, or sexual exchange, with the Seven of Cups reversed, dumping emotional attachments and getting real, and the injustice of the Fool upright with an open heart, and the Page of Pentacles reversed, unable to manifest their choice of path, or choosing a past offer of time, money, and energy, and or new life, undercover offer, and standing up for oneself in order to reap the rewards, perhaps of a death, an ending, or transition, dark night of the soul, or dark night coming in, the masculine, hanging out with the King of Pentacles reversed, who may be trying to tame the beast, with Gemini and Taurus reversed here, Aquarius upright, Pisces upright, Scorpio upright, Aries and Leo upright, and Libra reversed. In the recent past here is the Abundance card reversed, or the Empress reversed, which can be a difficult mother, and a mother's not doing well. It can be a mother who's passed away in the past, or just feeling the lack of their presence. It could be a lack of abundance. So settling out with the King of Swords here, and that can be two spouses settling out, or settling out with an inheritance of a mother who passed. But that can be Taurus energy as well. But settling out with the King of Swords, who's upright, insecure without tools, and bad influences around X, and the King of Pentacles reversed, wounded warrior, defensive about failure here. And the Six of Swords, finding peace in a bold move or travel, with being Scroogey with the Queen of Swords upright and the Knight of Wands reversed. Taurus and Gemini both reversed, but Cancer is upright, and Saggy reversed, perhaps fell off the wagon, and the Page of Swords is upright, needing clarity on the Knight of Wands reversed, who's taking them around the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, to see how they behave. And that may be where that invite comes to a social event. Someone might want to see how you behave around their people, which would be a really uncomfortable thing to do to someone, especially if there's been a long break in between people. The Page of Swords needing clarity on the Knight of Wands reversed, taking them around the Ten of Pentacles family to see how they behave, with Sagittarius reversed and Pisces upright, and the central energy of the King of Wands reversed, sad sack, or wounded warrior feeling like a failure, of the Ten of Pentacles reversed, dysfunctional family, business, or community, or a family dealing with loss, dumping emotional attachments and or dreams, or getting rid of stuff, or tossing all their crap out, an unstable home or move or visit, with the past starting over and disconnect or at a distance from work with the Six of Cups, soulmate or children, or perhaps sweet kids, the challenge being the Ten of Pentacles reversed and the Emperor reversed, sharing or settling up or settling out with the Knight of Pentacles upright, or accepting their help at 1125 with Justice and the Knight of Wands. The Dark Knight or Scorpio may be standing up but uncomfortable doing that at 1125. The Hermit upright is missing their flame, and there could be vampiring energy here of Atlas as well, someone caught with their pants down, or X with two lovers and dumping one, the fallen angel, in a split, and then the energy of being happy alone, the Page of Wands upright and the Page of Cups upright, and separation with Hermit advising them on a move or a visit, or instability that they're experiencing, or coming out to help the kids. So now in the crowning position is the Seven of Cups reversed, coming downstairs or repeating steps, detoxing choices in a breakdown, and being strong while unable to walk away from the Six of Cups, children or soulmate, or the past. But that's positive memories. The Queen of Cups is upright, ending conflicts with Capricorn and Cancer reversed and Virgo upright here. An unhappy family of the King of Cups reversed, with the Knight of Swords cracking the whip with what their kids do and watch, or perhaps with what somebody else's kids do and watch. The Five of Swords family may be on guard here with the Hermit to shed light on romance, with the Page of Cups being strong and following their dreams, or the Queen of Cups in a losing battle with facing their fears, and Hermit at night, or hermiting at night, with Virgo and or Cancer and Page of Cups, with Pet or Leo star. The Knight of Swords stunned by an offer of a new life, to retire or reap rewards in a split, with the Ten of Cups reversed, now that the worst is over, of a sudden event, with the Queen of Pentacles and Scorpio in a losing battle, imprisoned by the Emperor reversed, out of control flirting with them, or stepping down from their power and no longer flirting with everyone, or being flirted with and having to take it. So it can work both ways. And the Queen of Pentacles upright ending conflicts with the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups children, with the Hermit upright who's moving out. Soon here is the Four of Pentacles upright, Libra reversed, or in a downturn or slowdown, and the Emperor reversed turn of events, offering time, money, and energy, or a new life, to end the nightmare and the suffering in silence, or dealing with a sister here, or stress, or paying them off to be happy alone, in a wake-up call to find peace at all cost, and push to the emotional limit here, purging or just sweating it out, at night in romance or subconscious messages, with the Page of Swords stepping up to take a swing at it. With Aries, Libra reversed, and Aquarius, Cancer upright here, the twin flames seeing themselves as the Queen of Wands upright, crowning herself with the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords both upright here now, dropping the act to reap rewards, with the Queen of Wands upright and the King of Cups reversed, secret passion, which remember the Queen of Wands came up with the King of Cups in the other read at the end as well. So that could be her secret passion, or her husband who may not be in their integrity, or the King of Cups reversed needing to keep their mouth closed or tap into their intuition in a bold move, maybe tired of waiting or losing their temper about a divorce, or for Sagittarius reversed and Taurus reversed to drop the act. With Pisces reversed, Cancer upright between, and worth waiting for, express your love and keep an open mind for the twin flames. Around the twins, or how they're seen, is the Wheel reversed and the Lovers out in the cold, as the Queen of Pentacles reversed, perhaps with Libra in their chart, and the King of Wands reversed could be Aries, with the Queen of Swords upright and rising, awakening and over them, and dealing with the block of the Six of Wands reversed. That could be attention-seeking behavior and or feeling failure, or dealing with a lack of worth there, dumped and sexually frustrated, feeling hung out to dry, at 12:09 of seeing new perspectives and being wise, and the 9 of hermiting as well, or an ending, and dealing with parenting here, financial discipline, and self-love. Sovereign obsessing and splitting hairs, cutting cords, trying to end conflict, or group connection, with the 10 of Cups reversed, ending the battle and the war once and for all, with the weight of the world and heated exchange and delays, the Hermit in the Mary Magdalene cave, and the Hermit Queen of Pentacles reversed, happy alone, uncomfortable dealing with emotions of walking away, feeling drained or sick or overexposed, and wanting first peace of mind and to keep to self or keep your energies clear. So in a bold move, the Emperor reversed, King of Swords upright, and the Six of Cups, inner or outer loving children, with a message to the Queen of Wands in downturn and lack of abundance, with the King of Wands reversed. Which, remember, the King and Queen of Wands could be sister and brother, and that could be partners as well. Or there could be a loss of a mother, or mother who miscarried, or is disconnected from their kids. And the King of Wands reversed, challenged by the 10 of Pentacles reversed, dysfunction or loss, and holding on. The Divine Masculine in the Batcave, feeling of failure, or falling downstairs, or having to repeat steps, with the 10 of Cups family reversed, emotionally unfulfilled, or just the family's unhappy here, or could be really draining emotionally here, or ending an emotional cycle of unhappiness in exile above the group and keeping your energy high as opposed to lowering your energy down to the group at 12:20, going into 12:21, which is the Hermit upright here. So remember too that the Emperor and Empress could be taking care of children of one of their children, like the grandchildren. The Hermit's upright with the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So Queen of Pentacles reversed could be a Virgo energy, or they could be two separate people here. Maybe getting their wish of being alone and satisfied with self, uncomfortable without emotions, or maybe they're uncomfortable, they may be seasonally affected here, uncomfortable without having sun, feeling uncomfortable without good health, or feeling burned and keeping to oneself. The Emperor reversed and the King of Swords upright, hanging out with a right knee block, which could be some anger or ego issues there. And then the Six of Cups upright kids with the Empress reversed and disconnect or at a distance. So again, these could be the kids who are actually happy with themselves, with the Empress. She's not happy, but they are. Or maybe the Empress is just having a tough time taking care of them because she could be, you know, older and it could be too much energy for her. But they're coming up as upright, the kids. So they could be in disconnect or at a distance from the parents. And the Page of Swords or message to the King of Wands or about the King of Wands reversed, coming downstairs or living downstairs and challenged by the Ten of Pentacles, reversed dysfunction of the family or loss, and having to sleep downstairs or repeat steps in the Batcave, holding on to the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands being practical in a slowdown or twist of fate, in need of attention or feeling like a failure with the Ten of Cups reversed, family or dissatisfied with them, in exile of the group, and hermiting, Queen of Pentacles reversed, happy with themselves, uncomfortable dealing with emotions when drained or having no sun, again seasonally affected, and keeping their energy clear. The kids may be messaging the Queen of Wands as things are not going well for the Empress reversed, and the King of Wands reversed in the Batcave hiding out, and the Ten of Pentacles reversed and the Ten of Cups reversed, both families may be pissed off. The Emperor reversed and the Empress reversed may not be together here, in a karmic split or in a bold move of the Emperor reversed, King of Swords upright, hanging out with kids or soulmate. The Ten of Pentacles reversed may be finding peace on a trip or a move and being Scroogey with the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Wands who's reversed, or kids in the family split or divided about them at 1233, hanging out in that Christ vibration or standing up for oneself. All the queens are upright except the Queen of Pentacles. All the kings are reversed except for the King of Swords. The Knight of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles are upright. Knight of Wands and Knight of Cups are the players, are reversed, so watch out for them. All pages are good except for the Page of Pentacles reversed. And the Emperor and Emperor both reversed. The King of Pentacles, King of Wands, and King of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles are all the ones that are reversed. So those are the ones to watch out for here, whether they're sad or they could be manipulative in that space. The King of Swords, Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, Page of Swords family is the best energy right now. So the Swords energy was the best here, and the Pentacles was probably the worst. And there you go. So again, there's your messages. There's a lot of romance coming through, and it's 51, about to go to 52 on the clock here. So that has to do with the King and Queen of Swords again. So they're the major focus here. I'm going to let you go, guys, now. So remember to drink your water, get your rest, your joy, your nature, follow your own instincts, your own knowing, first and last, always. And enjoy your day, every day. Happy birthday to yourself every day. And rise and be loved, guys. Love and rise.